Hi everyone, this is Ray with the education team from Swirlydoos Kit Club, and this is the video tutorial on the March 2014 project add-on kit, and it is this photo carousel. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it together. I think I'm going to paint it afterwards, after I assemble it. I'm not sure, but I'm going to put it together on camera for you so you can see how it's done. It does come with instructions, but I think it's always better if you can see someone else do it. That way if you get stuck you can go ahead and pause. Okay, so it's very simple. You have these two pieces like this, and you slide them together. And then you have this piece. You get two of these, and one of them is small, this one is large. And then you just match up the X, it doesn't matter which one, and slide it on. And push it until it goes all the way down, and you can see these little grooves right here. So that part is good to go. Okay, and for the next instruction, you're going to need these two hexagons. There's 4 that come in this kit, but the next instruction says to use 7 and 8. So 7 is the one that doesn't have any grooves in it and only has a large hole. It's the one with the largest hole. And then number 8 is this one. It has a slightly smaller hole in the middle, and then it has these grooves and the circle right here. There are these pieces that connect with it. You get 6 of these. And what you're going to do is you're going to glue these pieces onto piece 7. So piece 7 is the one that just has the large hole. And so now there's grooves sticking on the top. And the next thing you would do is put glue on all of those little pieces. And then push this part in. And then this part you would put over the center carefully. And now you have this rotating carousel. This part you would not glue. It says not to glue this, otherwise it won't rotate. So that is the bottom. Moving on to the top part, again, you have 2 hexagons and 6 pieces for the top, just to remind you, so it looks like that. This is the decorative ones. And the instructions say to complete the top piece in the same manner as we just did by gluing 11, which are these, right here to the edges of piece 5. And piece 5 is the one without any grooves but the smaller hole. And then you'll add piece 6. And this time the slots in the small holes will be facing downward. So that will be your bottom, and this will be the top. So again, just like you did on the bottom part, you're going to put those into the groove because it said that that other part is going to be on the bottom. Okay, and the next instruction is for me to bring my base back over and insert these lattice pieces. And my next part are these. And you can see right here, that there are just holes that they go into. You do not glue these because they spin, so you'll be able to put stuff on both sides of these. And then the idea is that you're going to be gluing this top part into the lattice slats, which are these right here. So that is the tricky part. And so pretty much it's going to look like that. And I can't put it on here because it needs to be glued at this point. I don't want to stick those on there and then try to take it back off. So I'll meet you back here after I've painted it and assembled it. What I've done here is I have assembled this after I painted it, and these are the paints that I use. These are the ones that come in the kit. You have two different options. Because you have this crackle medium, you can either put the red on first or the gray. I chose to put the red on first and then the gray so that you can see the red showing through. You could do it the other way. I just didn't want it to be as dramatic. So that's what it looks like. And there's this little piece that goes on there, and I'm not worried about this because I'm going to cover this part up. So we've got these little revolving doors, so you have a lot of opportunities to embellish. So I wanted to go over just a couple of things with you before I get started, is that what I've done so far is I've measured each one of these little panels, and I've decided to put paper from the main kit on there. And so I'm going to start with the trellis area, and I'm just going to stick that in there. I think you would want to cover the back with paper, otherwise you would see the inside kind of sticking out. I don't know, it just didn't really look right to me. But if that works for your project, that's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape these in, glue these in rather, and I'm basically going to do the same thing. They're going to be smaller on the inside over here. I tried to use up all of my paper, so I've got this piece right here that I will just cover up. But it's basically like making cards, these little tiny panels, and I don't exactly have a plan specifically for them yet. But what's going to happen is I'm going to use these pieces of paper, and then I'm just going to embellish the heck out of them. What I have is this, which comes in the kit, and I thought I would put this on here. So other than that, it's just going to be papers from the main kit. And in this kit, you're also going to get some resins, some resin frames. I don't have them yet because they didn't come in, so I'm just going to make do with what I have. So before I actually painted this and assembled it, I cut out a hexagon. Excuse me. And I'm just going to set that in here. And I will glue it down. And so that's going to be the top for all of the paper and layering, but I actually wanted to incorporate some of the flowers that we got in the main kit and also in the flower kit. We got these cool little sparkly vines, and they're really cool. They're really pretty. So I thought I would basically make a little circle and maybe put some of those skeleton leaves over in here, and then I'm gonna wait until I finish all of my panels on the carousel, and whatever flowers I have left over from the kit I'm gonna put on here and arrange in a nice little way. So that's gonna be the top part. And also in the kit we got this pretty braided trim, and so what I'm gonna do is put that on here. And put a flower there. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use just yet. I'll have to plan that out. But what I do want to do is in the main kit, we've got this awesome roll of gems. It's a short roll of gems, but they're really cool. They're brown. They look excellent with this paper. So I've cut some of them out individually, and I thought I would put them even, let's see, I might not put one there, but I'll definitely put one on the rest of these. So I'll just show you my rotating panels, and I'll show you the other ones too with the lattice and stuff. So I used a ton of paper from the kit, and I used some of the ATC cards, the 6x4s that we got also in the main kit. So this has a bunch of stuff from embellishment, flower, main, all of the add-ons. There's something from each one of those in here for the most part. Now, some of these things are from my stash. They're actually some of the new Prima. What I decided to do was I had these wooden ATC. These are new from Prima. And they look like this, and they come in 2 different sizes. And I got this at the Swirlydoos store. So they're wooden ATCs. They come in 8 packs. You get 4 of the large ones and 4 of the small. So I used one of these on each one of the panels. And all I did was take some of the cards that came in the main kit and trace it out, and then just cut along the line, and then I inked and distressed it. So it just gives it some dimension. You could do the same thing with any sort of a die cut that you had that's somewhat of a frame. You could just trace these out and get that sort of thing. The angels are also from my stash. They're brand new Prima. I just really wanted to make this very decorative. I'm going to give it to somebody as a gift. So this is from the main kit. And for the next panel, I've just used some of the Everyday Vintage printables from the embellishment kit, and then just assorted flowers from the flower add-on. And again, this is that piece of paper that I showed you before that had that little nick in there. I just made it to where it looked like it's supposed to be there, and had some little scissors come out because there's some scissors right there. That's from the main kit there. And so this is one of the lattice parts. It doesn't move. And I showed you that I was going to put the piece of paper back behind this lattice panel. And then I added a couple of things from my stash. Again, I got these from the Swirlydoos store. There's some angels, and this is the garden sinks. So pretty. It just fits so well with this theme. And here's a tag from the main kit and more flowers. The next panel has a lot of chipboard on there, and that came in the embellishment kit. And there's a little tassel that also came from the embellishment kit, and I just basically layered that stuff on there. There's not a lot of things that you would see that you're like, oh, how did she do that? It's basically just layering of embellishments. Besides that, it takes me a long time to decide what I'm going to do. Okay, so for this one, again, this is from the main kit, this is from the store, and there's some more of the chipboard from the embellishment kit. And the last one, and this is my little moniker here. This is what I'm calling my photo carousel, is Memory Lane. This came in this kit right here, the project add-on. And then these came from the flower add-on, and just pretty much like that. There's one more thing that I did on the bottom, is I just used some red strips of paper, and then I added some flower, or some pearls from my stash, some pearl trim. Now, I left it like this because I'm going to give it as a gift. If I were to make it myself, I would put more of my own photos on here, but I thought I would just leave the inside panels for the photos, and then people could just choose. The lady I'm going to give it to can just choose if she wants to put photos in here, and if she wants to keep those spun around like that, or like this. And I'll put some of the resin frames that we're going to get, which I don't have yet, but you'll have when you're doing your. And that is my Memory Lane photo carousel. So I hope this gave you some ideas so what you can do with your own photo carousel. If you don't already subscribe and you're not a perma member for the add-ons for the project kit, go to swirlydoos.com, and on the left hand side of your screen there is a boutique icon. Click on that, and then there's also an icon once you get there that says available kits, and if there's any left, they will be there in the store. So be sure to check out our community and all of our tutorials. Thanks for watching.